Good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a fantastic day. That's too loud. Jesus. Hey. Don't need my own voice in the background. I always set one up so I can make sure that the video and voice quality is not lacking. But I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. We did a poll recently that asked if you guys wanted to see Kerbal Space Program or a couple other games, and you guys voted pretty one-sidedly that you guys wanted to see Kerbal Space Program. So we're just gonna start a new game and see if we can do things. I am going to go sandbox just because then I can edit a few things and I can show you a bit more. If I don't, then we should do science mode actually. That's what we'll do. We'll do science. Let's see options. What flag should we do? Do like a Kerbal flag. And turn that down a little bit, just because I don't want things blowing up that easily. And then science rewards, I'm just gonna do that so that we get a little bit more. Alright, and let's change the name for this, and we'll just go good morning, viewer. How are you doing today? Just gonna turn down the ambiance a little bit. Maybe. That did not do it at all. The birds in the voices? No, they're not. Okay, maybe they are. Hang on. Nope, not voices. Doesn't seem like they're in ambiance either. I wonder if they're in music. Yeah, the birds are in music. Wow. Well, we don't want to disable music entirely, so we'll go 10%. And we'll just have to deal with having them. They were just really loud at first. Anyone listening, just all you hear is birds. Alright, so to start off, we don't really have any science, so we can't research anything right now. So we'll want to go to the vehicle assembly building, and that is going to design rockets and things like that that we can launch and get a little bit of scientific data. If we go to it's not astronaut complex. Normally we've got like missions and stuff. Action menu. Select that. That's just controls. Okay, so we're just going to go to the vehicle assembly building and let's build our first rocket. We don't have access to a lot of different parts, but we have enough to build a little bit of a rocket. So first, we got to start off with a command pod for Kerbals to go into. And we need a little booster to put on the bottom of it, because that's all we really have right now. And we need to make sure that there's a parachute on top, because otherwise they will not survive. And they just kind of click on in those little green circles. They will click together once you get them close enough, and then you can put them down. We will take the goo container, because this is going to allow us to do a little bit of research once we're in the top of our arc. Is usually where I get my first one, because we can always get a goo from the landing pad another time, but the first one I always try and get when I'm up in the air. And then I just want to add a couple little basic fins, because otherwise we don't have a lot of control. And I like to put one of them underneath the goo container, like that. And this is our little rocket. We're ready to launch it. So this is where we can check all of our little controls, and on the right there you'll see our staging. So our staging, we need to add a staging, because right now the rocket and the parachute are going to activate at the exact same time, and we do not want it. We do not want it. Yeah, see right there, it's going to tell us that there's an issue. So okay, there we go. There we go. I remember how to do the mouse. That's important. Okay, hang on. Click the little plus button. Move the, just click and drag the engine down to the second stage. So that's going to be what'll go first, and then that's going to be our last stage. So now when we hit the button, our engine's going to fire, and then if we hit it again, then our parachute's going to launch, but not at the same time. So it should be good now. And then this guy right here, oop, I don't want to do that. Hang on. That's not what I intended to do. Alright, so we're at the launch pad. We can pick the launch site. Generally, we only have access to the one. Sometimes it gives you other ones, but so go launch. Once you get enough science, in the, I think it's the Breaking Ground DLC, once you get enough science, it allows you to unlock a space station launch, so you don't have to launch from the planet anymore, and that allows you to build other things that don't require you to leave the planet, which is nice. Okay, so here's our little rocket, just waiting to get launched, which we're going to turn on. Where's our? Right here. It's over here. We're going to turn that on so that... Holy cats, that was loud. Turn on our SAS, so that keeps us kind of in line. And let's launch. And we don't have a whole lot of maneuvering other than just launching up pretty much. So once we're kind of up, we'll start slowing down a bit. You'll see our speed here. And our altitude here. So we have reached the lighter air, and so once we slow down enough, we will observe the goo. I think we can make it to 15. There we go. Let's observe the goo at 15. Okay, so because we can't really transmit it and we lose science, we're going to keep the experiment and get our stuff. We also have a crew report that we can do as well. You don't want to miss that because it's extra science. We'll keep it. The only time you want to transmit is if you have a good transmitter and if you have recyclable science things that you can do. Later on you can unlock a little container pod basically that you can put your scientists in. Jebediah, he's a pilot, so he doesn't really do a lot of science stuff, but you can get some scientists on board and they will do more sciencey things. Okay, we're gonna pop our parachute there. We kind of look like a little bomb. Yeah, this is not good. I may have waited too long to pop that parachute. Whoops. Okay, so options right now are limited, of course. We can revert to launch. We can revert to the vehicle assembly. So if we decided that we didn't actually make this rocket right and we wanted to add a part before trying again, we could do that. We can go directly to the Space Center if we want to, but we're going to revert launch and launch it again and attempt not to die. But that is what happens when you crash. Okay, let's zoom in a little bit. Let's launch. Let's go to the side a little bit. Get over here. Toggle the SAS. So we're away from the place there. And see, there's a visual representation right here. Representation. Wow, that's a word that I messed up. When this is red, you don't want to launch it because it'll just break. I may have missed that the last time, but so let's grab our goo. Nope, hang on. Oop. Where's the goo? There's the goo. We didn't get quite as high this time because we kind of angled off to the side, but we'll get the goo, keep the experiment. I'm going to, hang on, what? Launch that now. Get the crew report. This is all very much a lot easier when you have a mouse and keyboard. So on PC, this is a lot easier. And there's mods on PC that make it pretty fun. There's a mod called BD Armory, and that one allows you to attach guns and stuff to your anything that you're building. So one thing I like to do is I put a couple planes over on that island, and then on this island here, back in the main area, I make some like anti-air vehicles, and I put them on the other team. And then I try and fly through and not die, which generally always happens anyway, because the AI on it is pretty accurate, and the parts that you build your planes out of don't have a lot of resistance to being shot, so okay, parachute is fully deployed now. It's going to slow us down. And now we wait. Which won't be too long. Before we know it, we're going to hit that water. And then we can recover the vessel. Once we recover the vessel, we will get our rewards for doing the science things. And we might even be able to research something. At the top left, you'll see the time. There's also a little drop down thing that you can speed time up there. Well, that's terrifying. The hatch is on the bottom, but we're going to go up here and recover vessel. If you hit Space Center instead, it leaves the vessel there, and you basically don't complete what you're doing until you recover that vessel, which you can do at the tracking station if you like, if you prefer that way. So we've gathered 15 science, or I guess 15 and a half, but it says 15 there, so we'll go next. And now let's check out the research and development. Now these buildings have upgrades, so at some point we do have to upgrade them to unlock better technology, but for now we have both of these guys. They are both 5 each, and the next wave is like 18, 20, 15. So we're only going to be able to research both of these, and then that's going to be it. So this one gives us a bit more rockets to play with, so we'll get a little bit further. And these ones here, I think there's a docking ring in there, which is really good for separating your different engine levels. There's also communications and a temperature thing, so that gives us a little more science. So we'll grab that, and we'll grab that. Not a lot else we can do in the tech tree right now. And we'll go back to the vehicle assembly building. And construct another rocket, because we don't have a whole lot of plane parts right now, or at all, and it's gonna be really hard to build a plane out of it. So we'll go down, see, we got more engines, we've actually got fuel tanks now, and if we go to coupling, we've got this coupler here. So what we can do is we can put this guy at the bottom here, and it's going to create a cowling over the engine and hide it. It'll also act as a stage separator. So when I go and I put this fuel tank here, we'll add a couple of them because we want to go. We'll add this guy, and this is a bigger solid fuel booster than what we have on our ship there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one of them on here too. Make this thing kind of crazy. So let's grab this and slide it up so we have room. Because if you don't, it's not going to give you room. I've already put the stage separator on there, so we'll get the hammer down. And then what I'm going to do, just for stability's sake, just in case, I'm going to add a few of these guys here to the bottom. just so we don't lose control the second we get onto the... So I don't think we're going to need that this time. So we'll add our temperature guy. We'll change this back to only 1 because we don't need that many. And we'll put it right there so it's easy to access. And yeah, that's going to be our next little rocket here. Add a couple more fins down at the bottom. Double check our stages. Okay, so we fire the big engine first, then the separator, then the next engine, then the separator, and that engine. So we're going to have to add a stage just in between here so that we're not instantly doing both. Okay, so our stages are set up properly. We're not going to have any accidents, hopefully. Electric charge required but not generated. Well, that's okay. We're gonna launch this thing and see kind of where we can get with it. Maybe we can get to 25. But we're gonna find out. I mean, with a rocket this size, we might actually be able to get further than that, but we want to be careful that we don't get too crazy with it, because if we get into space on a trajectory, and I don't think we'll be able to do that with this rocket, but if we get into space on a trajectory that doesn't come back, then we're lost in space, and we don't really want that. So what we're going to do is let's take the crew report right now. It's not much science, but well, okay. So had we added one of those things, we could have done that. Let's try and get the temperature. The goo in space is actually pretty good for for the data. Okay, why is it? I'm on the goo. Again, a lot easier when you have a mouse. Okay, reset, just so that it's covered up. And let's go. Okay, so that's out. We release it. Fire the next one. Uh-oh. Well then, that is not bueno. Gotta hold on to it here. Hang on. Take SAS off. Well, this is less than ideal. Come on. You can pull out of it. Maybe. Maybe not. Okay, that's out. Oh boy. We do not want to go down. Come on. Well, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. Okay, so we we learned that when we switch to our second stage, it's not bueno. We definitely need to adjust our craft, so we're not doing that. So we'll just revert to launch. Actually, that's probably not where we want to go either. We want to go to the building menu so that we can add a couple more fins, I think. Because when we lose the bottom fins, that's where I think we get a little out of control. Okay. Fins. Let's add some more fins. So this is on the fuel. And we'll see if that's all we needed. It is very possible that this does not fix it either, but this is Kerbal Space Program in a nutshell. It's a lot of trial and error. You got to see what works, go back to the drawing board, try it again. All right. I like those little girder things. They work pretty good to keep me kind of steady. There we go. That's a lot more stable. I'm still making minor corrections, but I forget how to get my gas up. Oh, there we go. We have power! I'm gonna run through the gas faster, but it's gonna give us that extra thrust to get higher up. We're going so fast, we're actually kind of like on fire a little bit. Okay. Uh-oh. Okay. Alright, so we've made it to the upper stratosphere, and we might actually make it to what's considered space. Depending on how much speed we bleed off here. Now our spacesuits aren't advanced enough yet for them to do kind of any, outward, spacewalks or anything like that. So they can't EVA just yet. But eventually, we'll upgrade that and be able to do it. I'm just going to turn SAS on because that spin is quite dizzying. Poor Jebediah. He's just in there stuck. Alright, so once we get to 100, that's it. I think that is considered space. So let's observe the goo. Yeah, see, there you go. That's a lot more science than what we've had before. And let's see if we can get that temperature. Log that. And let's get a crew report. Maybe. There we go. We just got to hit it in the right spot. Okay. Leave a light on. Yeah, if we were in spacesuits that were capable of going... Oh, we are. What the hell? Okay, never mind. Never mind. We can actually do that. However, my mouse... Oh, there it is. It wasn't working for a sec. We gotta get him... We don't want to let go. It's not the crew hatch. There it is. EVA report. more science. Alright, and let's board again before we start going back down. This is the peaceful side of Kerbal Space Program. You got lots of scenes like this where you're just in orbit, looking down at the planet. Looks really nice. Way down there, KSP. We're way the hell up here. On the PC, it's actually really easy to check your trajectory too. You just hit the map button, and it'll actually give you your like apoapsis and stuff, which is your very top of your arc. In this game, generally it's advisable if you want to maximize the amount of escape at your apoapsis. That's where you'll launch your next rocket. I just launched them all kind of at once. You see, now we're coming back down. This is the kind of scary part. Hopefully all of our things don't burn off. We'll just kind of try and orient ourselves so it's like the engine booster thing first. Because if that parachute dies, so do we. Later on, we can get better parachutes that aren't as affected by the heat. We can also get like heat shields and stuff, which I have never actually ever used. But then again, when I play and have a choice, I generally try and turn the heat down just a little bit. Because normally I'm not playing this to be super sciencey and authentic. I'm usually just trying to enjoy it a little bit. But now we're picking up some speed as we're falling back to Kerbin. All we can really do is hold on and hope our parachute works when we get down into the atmosphere. We can also take a look on the inside of the pod, which right now doesn't show us a lot because it's just Starfield. You got all your buttons and your little kind of instruments there. There we are. There's the map. Oh, there we go. For a sec there I was stuck, and as interesting as it would be to suddenly see flames passing by the window, you can't really see a whole lot when you're in the pod. Jebediah is just having a wonderful time. Look at him. He's just like, this is great. He's like, wow, we're coming back down. I choose to believe he's not actually screaming right now, that he's actually just smiling and having a good time. Well, we're starting to hit atmosphere right away here. Gonna start getting friction. Yep, there we go. And that's the little wings. try and keep the other things out of the fire here. Because the engine can take it, the rest of us really can't. Okay, there we go. Okay, so now we are needing to launch that parachute. Come on. Uh-oh. Alright, so we were coming in way too fast. There was no way that we could pull out of that one, unfortunately. I was hoping at the last second we might be able to launch that chute, but we were still traveling too fast. Okay. Okay. I have an idea what we're going to do here. We're going to use our last engine as a retro thruster. So once we start coming down real quick and we start burning up, we'll launch that, and that's going to slow us down, possibly put us back up just a little bit, but it should allow us to slow down enough that we've got, you know, the ability to put our chute out. Because with this, we'll still get up to the black there. Get ready to log the goo. Interesting. I've never had that one before. We're going to really quickly get him out so we can get the EVA report. Because otherwise, we're not getting one of them. Okay, and board back in. Let's see what resetting this does, because we want that orb. We're getting close to it. Because that's 9. And we're coming back down now. Alright, well, we've got all the science we can get from this trip. Oh, come on. Pull up. Pull up. Oh no. I'm in spin. Don't want that. Where's up and down? Okay. Oh. This is not great. We're heading pretty much straight down. So I'm gonna launch that out, try and slow us down a bit. Let's see, I can't turn that around. What the heck did I just do? Alright, apparently I found the button to go to map at the wrong time, at the very wrong time. Oh! Pieces are crashing. So we kind of got turned around there, and that was unfortunate, as we kind of got stuck. So what we're going to do is we're going to revert the flight, and we're just going to go back to the vehicle assembly building. And we're going to go to the launch pad. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to get all of our readings. It's not much. But we will do it. And then we're going to recover vessel. Let's see if we can get a little bit of science. If we go to the spaceplane hangar, I can walk around in the Kerbal and get some science that way too. Okay, so we got 14.8 science. We're just shy of enough science for our next little thing along the bottom here, which is our next set of parachutes and heat shields and stuff, which we you know, desperately need to get. But if we go further off to the side here, that's the one. There's one in here that allows us to build in space, and I forget which one it is. Ooh, experimental science. Interesting. I could have sworn it was up near the top, but... Oh. There it is. It gives us the moon launch site. So lots of things to do before that. I thought there was a space station one too, but I could be wrong. I know there's a mod that does that. I could have sworn that that was what this was too, was a space station, not a moon. Anyway, let's go to the space plane hangar. We have pretty much no space plane parts, but that's okay. We're just gonna get a lander can and oh, that would be hilarious. We're not going to do that, but what we're gonna do is we're just gonna launch and hop out and run and get a bit more science, just a little bit. We don't need much. Not for our next thing of parachutes and whatnot. Okay. Whoop. Okay, let go. Nope. What? There we go. I still have the mouse equipped. Oh, up. Okay. Let's go. Where are we going here? Oh man, this camera. Okay, where is the run? Where is run? I know there's a sprint button. What the heck? Okay. Camera's messing me up here. Hang on. Oh. Well, we can probably remove helmet because we don't need to actually have that anymore. And we will take a surface sample and plant the flag once we get over there. I know on PC there's a sprint button, so who knows? I just want to get over here and take a soil sample. Holy, 9 science. We don't actually need to plant the flag here because now if I can get a vehicle at some point and get over to that obelisk ring thingamajiggy, then my voice is going there a little bit. Then we can take a EVA report over there and get some science from that. Jebediah is getting his exercise today. Oh, whoops, that's camera. Okay, now we can recover the vessel, get a little extra science, Pet my cat. And then we'll figure out what we're researching here. Wow, that was worth 25 science. It was actually worth more than, or no, that wasn't worth 20. That was worth, what, 11? So it's still worth a lot. We had 14. I forgot. But, so we can get a better, I'm thinking we're going survivability just because that's going to be what's going to help us land this other rocket here. Okay, let's go to vehicle assembly building. Because the parachutes that we've just unlocked are very good because they can be attached pretty much anywhere. Oh, did it take away our... Hang on. Yeah, we still want to use our rocket here. We just want to edit it a little bit. Okay, so this guy here, we're just going to move up a little more. We're going to take all of that off. And underneath this, we're going to put one of our heat shields. And then we'll attach. Ooh, that can go there. Wow, that's weird, but okay, I'll accept it. Yeah. So let's get rid of that. Wait a second. Ooh, that's cool. Let's add some of them. Don't think that's the right place for those, but we're gonna do it anyway. Alright, we have a pressure barometer now, so we don't need 4 of them for sure. And we'll stick it right there. That's one more thing we can get science from. And then our new parachutes. I know I usually use the blue ones. I don't know if there's really much difference specifically, but we'll put a bunch of these guys on. Oh, that's not good. Let's grab that off of there. We'll go to 4 and see. Yeah, see, the radiator panels are kind of hiding them a little bit. And 2, we're not going to have specifically these guys slowing us down if they're attached to this. We need them to attach to our actual like command pod thing. So we'll just put them there. Okay, now we got to double check our staging. So we've got those guys, that big guy, we got engine, we got these guys. So these guys here we want to just drag up and put into our parachute staging. I think everything else here is relatively good. Maybe. The only thing I can see an issue with right now is that, hang on, there we go, that's the button I need, is right here. This is attached to that heat shield, but there doesn't seem to be like a separator between the heat shield and that. And I know that the separator is supposed to act like one, because it said something about it, but we're going to add another one just in case, because we want to make sure that we eject properly. Okay, and so now we need to add another stage and put our separator in there. There we go. Alright, let's try and see if this gets us back home alive. Let's see, how long have we been? Almost an hour. Fantastic. Let's get the SAS up. Guess we don't really need to do anything real fancy in terms of maneuvering right now. We just need to get up into the space area, do a couple of researchy things, and then try and live. Just a little bit over. There goes a lot of stuff. We're gonna try and trust in our parachutes there. Hopefully they keep us alive when we come back down. Seems like the added weight kind of slowed us down a bit, because we're definitely not as high as we were before. So we're still going decently fast, so we should hit 52, 3, 4, 5 maybe. So what we're going to do real quick is we're going to EVA, get that done, because we can get, oh, we want that. We can get those done on the way kind of back down. This is only safe to do when he's way up here. And board. Get the goo. It's very cold. Did we just like shoot ahead like a couple thousand meters? Can we hit 80? Oh, we did too. Nice. There we go. That's the one that we want. That's the one that's worth a lot of science. Okay, so what we want to do, I think, is keep our heat guys just a little longer, because we can eject them once we get a little bit back into the atmosphere, and then the heat shield will take over. We'll see how well these guys do anyway for blocking some of the heat. The heat shield is pretty dense, so that's probably what slowed us down the most. about to find out if this is going to work or not. Leah, what you doing? Okay, we are going really fast. Oh, we don't want that. We don't want that. We want to turn around, man. Okay, let's try and wiggle. See if we can reduce some of the speed. Uh-oh. SAS, I think, is stopping us here. Hang on. Okay, we're dragging down. I'm going to eject that. Perfect, 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 perfect. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Come on, shoots. Oh, shit. I think I should have ejected those heat shields a little quicker. But those like radiator panel things, they actually did pretty good at dissipating the heat. Because like we didn't even see any kind of like, oh, it was too hot, parts breaking off, any of that. It was actually really good. So we know they work for at least a little bit. Most likely though, as soon as we were kind of in there, we should have ditched them and gone for the heat shield approach. So we're just going to revert to launch, do it one more time real quick, and we'll get this science. Hello viewer, how are you today? But yeah, as I was saying earlier, Kerbal Space Program is a lot of trial and error. Sometimes you make a ship that does not make it. And then you just gotta go back to the drawing board and kind of figure it out. Get some more parts, less parts, move parts around. Hello. How was your day today? Alright, so we'll break atmosphere and we'll do our usual EVA first, rest after that, because it's a lot safer to do the rest of them on the way down if we need to than it is the EVA, because that could turn out bad. One thing we haven't tried yet is the Kerbals are also equipped with a parachute, so in theory we could bail out and have him use his own personal parachute. However, given the speeds that we have been witnessing, that may also not be a great idea also. This doesn't seem to be going as high as the last one did, so I don't know. We might not make it quite as high. Hello, viewer. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Okay, we're going back down. We got an EVA report real quick here. Back in. Get the goo. Yeah, we missed the height requirement for that one. But that's okay. Because we're probably going to survive this time. Maybe. Oh. Temperature. No, not that. We want the temperature. Yeah, sometimes this game can be a little finicky when you're trying to select a specific part. There we go. And then we'll get the actual crew report, which I forgot to do the last time. Oh, alright, so this, hopefully we're going to get some science. And not die, maybe. We might still. Okay, where is the heat? We should be hitting that. Okay, nope, 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 don't do that. Don't. Oh crap, you're doing it. We're gonna launch that. We're gonna heat shield. Oh, will we slow down in time? That is gonna be the question. If we wiggle a little bit, create a little more air friction. There we go. Oh, there we go. Well, this time it's going to go well for the pilot. We've got all our chutes out now. We've slowed down, and we're good to go. Hopefully you're having a fantastic day. Thank you for coming and viewing. This is only what, the fourth time this pilot has landed, attempted to land anyway. All right. Whoa! They all deployed. Now we've got strings everywhere. So many strings. Yeah, the parachutes are nice, but they don't, if you're going too fast, they don't work. And now we have the super slow fall to the planet. So what we're going to do is we're going to go speed up time. Just because we can. Yes, we can do 3 times. It's fine. Uh-oh. Something exploded. I think that was just another part of my ship, though, not one of my parachutes. The game's just like, haha, we're gonna scare you by blowing stuff up. That's probably that rocket section with the heat dissipators that we launched there. You just want to make sure that before you hit the ground you put it back to regular time, because speeding up time increases a lot of different things, and impact force is usually one of them. I have hit the ground at like 4 meters per second and everything exploded just because it was at a much faster time. So we're just going to slow her down because we're pretty much on the ground already. Just a little more. And before I recover the vessel, what I'm going to do is I'm going to have Jebediah leave the craft here. And we're going to do a surface sample because, you know, that's one more thing that we can do for science. Let's go down because we have a ladder there that we can just like randomly grab. Okay, the camera is messing me up again. Alright, so monumentous occasion. We actually survived our first trip to space. So what we'll do is we will take our surface sample. I think we already have an EVA report, so we don't want to do that. And we're going to plant a flag because this is our victory site. So we're going to edit the name. It's going to be first. Survival site. And the plaque text. Oh no. Hang on. Whoa. Done. There we go. There we go. Read plaque. Alright. Why did it not do it? Maybe because I hit back instead of accept. Let's see. Interesting. Let's see if taking it back up. Maybe I can place another one here. That's annoying. Yeah, there we go. Also, this part is a lot faster if you have a mouse and keyboard. That should be better. And we already took our surface sample, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Okay. Let's hang on. Get rid of that. Let's walk over here. Read the plaque. Ha ha. Okay. Well, I mean it works. The plaque does not recognize periods or exclamation marks. So, it works. It's good. I like it. Alright, let's get back into here. Maybe. There we go. Let's board, and we'll recover the vessel. And we're going to get some science from doing that. And that flag will always be there now, unless we go over there and take it down. But I can't imagine us going all the way over there just to do that. So. Ooh, we got a lot of science. A lot of science. I like it. Okay, so what should we get next here? We got like plain stuff, which unfortunately we're definitely not going to be able to afford the plain stuff. At least not initially. We need a bit more science before we can do that. This is our basic science stuff. So these are the things that we can unlock. We got the Science Junior. Does more science stuff. So, most important ones out of this are probably these two here. Because that'll let you do more science, and then this gives us batteries, so we have more electrical energy, especially when we make like drones and stuff. Little satellites, they need a they need a place to have their energy stored. So what we'll probably do is grab one of these. Because that allows us to do more science. Because right now the flight control, that specifically isn't going to help us too much. It's just a different module for them to sit in. This is going to help us like do turns and stuff. And of course we got our little winglets, which are definitely nice, especially once we get the planes. This winglet I think is one of my favorite ones. But we'll get some more science, as science is going to allow us to unlock more things. Alright, let's go back to the vehicle assembly building and adjust our rocket once again. Okay, so we got a couple extra parts. Just kind of zoom in a little bit here. Now these radiator panels, they worked actually really good, but we're going to take them off and put them back into wherever they go from there, mainly because they add a lot of weight, and we're going to need that weight capacity if we're going to add in this Science Junior here. Now somewhere, somewhere, probably between the heat shield and the main command pod here, we're going to have to put this, because we want this to survive. We don't want this to be left back, you know, back in wherever. Now you can make space stations that'll do it. This is a self-contained laboratory, and it'll continue to do research. I think you can do research over and over and over again with it. You just have to have the antenna to transmit the communications back to it. So what we're going to do is we're going to just move this guy up again just a bit. Whoops. Okay, description, can you leave, please? I don't want you there. Okay, so maneuver this down a little bit, and we'll grab the heat shield. Is that the heat shield? No, this is the heat shield right here. That's a decoupler. Okay, so I'll put this over here, and we'll get our Science Junior, and we'll put it right underneath there. We'll get our heat shield and stick her right underneath there. That'll help protect that. We'll put our separator there, and we'll reattach our rocket. That being said, let's maneuver these over here so that they're not on the command thing, and maybe that'll make it easier to select them. We'll leave the goo container where it is because it's fine. And then just because we can, probably not going to end up actually using this thing because this thing needs energy. Leia, what are you doing? Silly. Yeah, let's not. Let's actually not. Because realistically, if we're going to land this thing, we don't need to worry about that. You can set up little laboratories and stuff and then just have them transmit. But now that we have this laboratory, what we need to do is we need to have a scientist to kind of go in there. So, or at least I think we do. Maybe we don't. Maybe we're fine. But we're going to look at our crew here real quick and see. It does not look like we need to. Ooh. Neat. Well, that's cool. I like the... Alright. I didn't know we could do that. That's kind of cool. And we don't have room for him because he's, you know, not a pilot. And I think we need a pilot for this anyway, so. I like those outfits better a little bit, I think. Alright, so we've got that attached. Let's launch this thing yet again, and we'll see what happens. Okay. I guess I found the button for that, so let's launch. Okay, which way do we... instead of going that way, we're going to try and go that way a little bit. Oof. We definitely are a lot heavier than we were. Everything's on fire! Dang. Okay, so we are back in the upper atmosphere, soon to be in space, hopefully. Now that I remember I can do it. So that AP is our apoapsis. That's as high as we're going to go, and then after that we're going to start falling back down. And our rough estimated landing point is over at the end there. So okay, so when we get to, what was our apoapsis anyway? 78. So when we get to 75, we'll do our EVA experiment. We can send him out right now, but okay, we'll get our goo, do our materials bay. That'll give us some more science. Now let's close those back up again. Let's log our pressure, temperature. Again, a lot easier when you have a mouse and keyboard. I have this for computer as well, but haven't streamed on the computer for a while. The last time I used OBS, it was just BS. Great, we're in a spin. Yay! This is why SAS is actually really important on a lot of things, because it stops you from having accidents. We're going to launch that guy out of here and hope that our heat shield is up to the task of protecting us. Just kind of angle like that. Oh, we are going fast. Kind of slewing a little bit. Let's maneuver. need to wiggle, try and get some of that speed launched off there. Oh, come on, turn off SES. We gotta get slower. There we go. Oh, there we go. That is our second successful mission. We just gotta remember to kick Jebediah out and get another soil sample. Oh, we forgot one little thing. We didn't do the crew report from inside when we were up there. Well, we might as well do it now and get a little bit. Once you get like the better engines and fuel and all that kind of stuff, you have a lot longer up in the orbit. You can actually get into orbit properly. Oh, sorry, big stretch. Oh. And when you're in orbit, you have lots more time to actually do things. I only really gave myself, 2,000 meters to do all my experiments in, and honestly, in space, 2,000 meters is nothing. Excuse me. Okay, 2 times. Keep an eye out for the ground. We don't want to hit that too fast. One of my favorite things in this game is making planes. I like just flying around, it's fun. And then I'll land a plane or crash a plane, whatever, as long as the pilot survives. And then I'll build a rescue mission, so I'll build another plane that can actually, have him come and sit in it and then bring him back. It's a fun little challenge. Sometimes it's a lot more challenging. I built a big plane with a bunch of seats inside of it, with like a hangar door and everything. It's like just one of those large transport type planes. And I went to go land, and the first time I was landing, I hit an outcropping, and it blew one of the wings off. So I was like, I had to build a rescue mission to rescue the rescue mission. And you'll see lots of people on, Kerbal Space Program, like Scott Manley, who does a lot of the science stuff, really gets into it specifically. He's fantastic. If you haven't seen his stuff, definitely go check it out. I'm just living proof that someone who isn't, super sciencey, can actually, play this and enjoy it, and, still do things. Oh, we might not be able to get back in there. But we'll go over here, take our surface sample. Yep, looks like dirt. Hey, but I'll take 9 extra science. That's I am happy with that. Alright, so let's see if we can maybe get back in. Oh, camera is wild. Climb. There we go. Grab. Yeah, there we go. Good thing we got pro basketball player Jebediah Kerman here. Just jumps right up there. Alright, let's recover our vessel and see what kind of science we get out of this. Okay, we're at 1 hour 36 minutes. Okay, look at that. We got 83.5 science out of that mission. Total 97 right now. So that is a nice chunk of science. So we are going to be able to probably get our airplane stuff. The better airplane stuff is a little bit further, but it's okay. We got 34. I don't think we can afford anything right now because we've already bought. Oh, we can afford that. We can get a better rocket. Might as well. Okay, so for the first time, let's go to the spaceplane hangar. I mean, the first time that we're going to make a plane. And let's try and make a plane that doesn't crash on the runway. Because you know, I've never done that before. All my planes work. Yep. Okay, so that's the plane cockpit that we get. It's, you know, just a little pointy guy. A couple times I've built planes out of the command pods, but sometimes you just don't want to do that. So we have 2 fuel fuselages. These guys are really small. So if you're building a plane with a couple of engines, you can use these guys and they work good. But we need to probably do a bigger engine one. I'm not sure. We'll see what kind of plane we want to actually build. I'm just gonna take a look at what do we got here. See, we can put one of those science juniors on the plane too, and so when we're flying in the air, we can actually do science stuff up in the air too. We can land and do science stuff in different biomes. Yeah, it really opens up once you get planes. So we just have the Juno, which is the little engine. So what we're gonna do. Okay, I have a fun idea. Okay, let's do some of these guys. And then let's empty them, because yeah, let's empty them, because we're not actually using the fuel from these guys here. So they don't need to have fuel in them, and then that won't add to our weight too much. Now, before I get too much further, we do have these guys right down at the bottom here, these green things, and this is going to tell us where our center of mass is, where the center of thrust is, and our center of lift is, or I guess they call it the aerodynamic overlay. So what you want is these guys to pretty much be all in line, and the thrust and the lift to be, you know, pretty close to beside each other or on each other, so that you get the best amount of control. So what we're going to do is we're going to add an engine, and we're going to give us a nice big solid booster at the back, because why not? That's just going to be ridiculous. And then when that runs out, we'll have some of these guys here as our engines. And so what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of put them right there, maybe add a couple more so we have a little bit more fuel. Just gotta maneuver so we can attach. There we go. And we'll do a couple more, and then we'll add our little baby engines here. Okay, and aerodynamics. Yeah, that'll work. We don't specifically need these on the end, but they'll work. Maybe we do, actually. These guys probably have... they probably need oxygen, actually. Okay, hang on. Yeah, they do need intake. So, yes, that's good that we added that, because otherwise it would have not worked at all. Now, what we need to do is kind of build out our landing gear. Otherwise, this is going to be a very short trip. Because we still need to be able to, you know, be attached to the ground for at least a little bit. So of course the controls for this are a little odd, but we need to flip these around. Okay, that's like slow flipping. There we go. That's the button I needed. Okay, where is the one? Do I need to put them on the other side? Okay, I think we got it. Maybe. That's the really challenging thing about this portion, is trying to get the wheels to actually be where you want them and working. That might be okay. So we need to control surface little winglet things so that we don't instantly die. But we also need some things to provide lift, because if we don't have lift, we're not really going anywhere. Is that bigger? That one's actually bigger. Let's use the bigger one. We gotta kind of move it up a little. Because when we actually start putting our elevators and stuff on it, it's going to move the control back, and we want to make sure that we're not too far behind our weight. Okay, trial and error time. Now, one of two things is probably going to happen with this. The wheels are going to just absolutely mess up, and we're going to get wobbly, and we're going to crash. Or, you know, two, we're probably going to have a catastrophic engine type thing, and we're going to crash. Wow! My plane is got some hydraulics in it. That's a little interesting. Why are you bouncing? I don't like it. Okay, that's... Okay, we got... And just... I can picture it singing a little song and dancing along here. We're just going to apply the brakes real quick. Oh my goodness, why is it bouncing? Okay. So it stopped bouncing, finally. And we forgot to set our stages. So what we're going to do is we're just going to add a stage here. Oh, we should have added parachutes. And so we're going to start off with the small engines and see if we can get ourselves into the air. And then we'll launch our solid booster, and just total chaos is going to happen. So. Okay. Surfaces are all responsive. We got flaps. We got aileron. We got turning. Oh, okay. Hey, whoa, 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 whoa. Alright. Let's up the... Oh, hang on. How do we... So I can do full up and full down, but I can't do like increments. I don't like that. Can I... If I hold... Oh, there we go. If I hold L1, I can do that. So I just want it to be about 75%. We're going to launch the engines here. Get them up to kind of running speed. Apparently we have like no fuel for them. That is wild. I wonder if some of these are not full. We'll undo our brakes and we'll see if we live to get into the air. Unless that's just a glitch and it's actually fine, but because our big tanks are empty, then it's only counting that. Okay, so once we get to about 60, we're going to pull back on the stick a little bit and see if we can get into the air. We'll see if that does it. We might have to go faster. Uh-oh. Rocket booster! Oh, dang it. This is bad. This is very bad. This is very bad. Oh, no. Oh, no. Kaboom! Okay. So we knew that was coming. Let's try it one more time. See if we can't adjust the thrust a little bit. Sometimes adjusting the thrust is all that it is to stay stable. Sometimes you're going too fast or too slow. With my wide wings, I should actually be able to go a little slower and, you know, do that. But we're going to apply the brakes so that our bouncing stops, because we don't want to be bouncing. I'm going to redo my stages here. For shits and giggles, just because we can, I'm going to do the booster first. And we're going to see what happens. Let's undo the brake, because that's just going to be bad. And hold on to our butts. Turn on SAS, that'll keep us a little more stable. Oh my god! Oh man, that solid booster was great. Oh my god, we are so not stable at this speed. This speed is a bad speed for trying to turn. We'll get our engines up to max there. Wow. Yeah, that booster, I thought it was going to be a fun idea, and it was not disappointing. We don't have a comms thing. So, what we'll probably do when we rebuild this plane is we'll probably add that Science Junior to it. Maybe in between, maybe instead of one of these. And then we'll add an antenna so we can transmit data. Because if we can transmit data, then we can actually do more science stuff, just kind of as we go, right? Over different areas and whatnot. That being said, trying to land this thing might be a little bit of a challenge, because if I take SAS off, yep, it's very not stable. It does does not like flying straight. It does not like staying straight. I'm going to turn SAS back on because otherwise we're not going anywhere. It does not like turning. I can tell you that much right now. So we're going to start a nice slow turn. See if we can get to a place where we can actually land. We should have enough fuel that we can get to, you know, pretty decent places with it, but we'll find out. Yeah, no, I did that and it was very wild. So, like, when I go to the side a little bit, this is what happens. I start slewing. And if I try and do this, oh, hey, wow. So this plane is way more stable if it's sideways. Very strange. Very strange. Okay, pull up. Come on. I don't want to crash into the water. And it's fine, because like we can land pretty much anywhere. We don't have to land at the KSP. Pulling up on this thing is just wild. So it doesn't really like 300 meters per second. Which, I mean, I don't think many things like 300 meters per second when it comes to trying to turn. Yeah, no, it's providing lift, but it's not providing stability. You can see it kind of coming off the edge there. It's hitting those ailerons there, where my flaps are, and plus the landing gear is providing some crazy drag right now too. You can see it. I'm going down. I want to go up a little bit. I do not want to land in the water. That is bad news. I was looking forward to Kerbal Space Program 2, but I'm pretty much only getting it once they have co-op enabled, because that was their whole thing. It was being built from the ground up with co-op, and they released it without co-op. I pull up and my plane's just like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So it looks like we have 17,900 fuel left, which seems like actually a lot. Oh yeah, no, he's just cool as a cucumber. He's just sitting there like, yeah, just routine flying. Nothing to see here. EVA him right now? Oops. We can go in and look in the cockpit. Oop, don't do that. I turned SAS off for a second. That was no bueno. Did not like. The nice thing is that fuel efficiency is great. Like this plane has really good fuel efficiency. It's going. I just need to pull up a little bit. Oh. Yeah, don't do that. Don't go upside down, plane. That is a little too wild, plane. Don't do that, please. Okay, I'm gonna just do this a little bit up. So, I mean, we've gone a decent distance from the KSP. We're just going up the coast, pretty much. What the heck is... Oh, it's through the planet I'm seeing. Okay, I was like, I'm coming up on a launch site. It's weird. Now, if I go a little bit less, that might make it so that I don't go over that 300 meters per second mark. And maybe that'll help with stability a little bit. Honestly, I thought we were just going to blow up on the landing pad. It's the last time I played on PC, my landing gear, or even on here, my landing gear just wasn't, I guess, properly set. And so it just kind of wobbled out until we crashed. And it's just a lot harder to do sometimes. I made a plane without landing gear, launched it vertically instead. That was actually kind of fun. And then I had parachutes to land it. It's like, landing gear not working. Work our way around it. We're going to turn back towards land here a little bit. Yeah, underneath 300 meters per second, this build is a lot more stable. Lots of fuel efficiency, though. I like this build. Oh, we're above 300. Crap. So I have the SAS turned on. This is basically what's keeping me in the air, because if you turn SAS off, it no longer tries to stabilize, and if for a second I turn this off, no, don't do it. Okay, so it just kind of goes wild a little bit. Okay, so let's try and turn some more and get over this hill over here, and then we'll try and land. Gotta slow her down. This thing probably can glide okay, but we, want to try and land under power if we can. Not at 280 meters per second though. We want to try and slow her down. We'll get down to about a third, maybe a little, maybe. I don't know, the terrain looks a little bumpy. I had a plane built one time, and that thing was just stupidly stable. Like, it was, you could do all kinds of stuff with it. It was not a plane that could be fucked with. It was good. And then I had my nephew build a plane one time, and he had like whiskers on it and stuff, and it kind of looked like a mouse. Its engines were like big ears. Okay, flare a little, flare a little. Come on. Turn those engines down, I guess, a bit more. We're still going about 200. That's a little fast. Once we hit the ground, it'll be the brakes. Oh, no, come on. All right. Well, the landing gear instantly disappeared. Oh, well. That's a thing. Sorry, Jebediah. That was a little Highest speed achieved, 533 meters per second. I want to see if we can take off without the thruster. If we can do that. Bouncy plane, bouncy plane. Oh, okay, interesting. 1 and 2. I was like, normally this denotes how many are in the sequence, so like that's 1, and then that would be 2 engines, not 1 and 2. Which in theory we could turn on 1 and see if we could take off with 1. Most modern jets have 2 for that purpose, that if they have an engine failure, they can at least limp home with one of them. But let's launch these. I'm not sure what that 14,000 meters per second thing is, but we'll just increase our thrust a bit. We're starting to go despite our brakes, so let's take those off. Let's turn SAS on. Let's get to our target speed, because we don't want to go too fast because we'll become unstable. Zoom in a little. Oh, see, this is what happens. My plane kind of goes off to one side, and then bad things happen. Because sometimes you try and correct it, and it's like, nope, crash. Okay, we're at 100. Let's pull back a little bit. Ooh. Okay, so we can take off with just the little guys. They don't seem to be pushing as much as they were before, but that's... might just be that they're not spooled up all the way, but they seem to be. So, for the shits and giggles... Oops. Well, that's no good. Okay, there we go. Got it kinda under control a little bit. No, come on, stop wobbling. Test the height ceiling of this thing, I guess. With the engines needing oxygen, it's not usually too high. I mean, this is pretty high, considering that they're just tiny, tiny engines. Let's see if we can get a flare out. Oh, we are literally falling backwards, despite our engines. Uh-oh. What is happening? Camera. So we didn't get a flare out, but we are basically heading straight down. Take SAS off for a sec here. Uh-oh, don't... Come on. Straight down. Get some speed. Pull up. Camera not help. Camera not help. Put on SAS. Alright. Well, we pulled out of whatever that thing was. We gotta add some parachutes to this thing so that we can slow down, because we're definitely not landing at these speeds. Camera, 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 camera. What are you doing? Oh, shit! Oh. Oh. Yeah. One of the best parts about Kerbal Space Program is the testing things out, trying it again. That's all you can do. Let's revert flight, but let's go to the space plane hangar and see if we can't adjust this a little bit.